Hey, this is Sheilah Belle coming to you live here at St. Paul's Baptist Church in Richmond, VA. We are with the one and only Dr. Lance D. Watson. He's the senior pastor here, and he is involved in a really big movement. It's called Occupy the Dream. It's being headed up by Benjamin Chavis and also Jamal Bryant, and they have members at large making up of the clergy, the religious community, and one of the members at large who's going to be heading up the Richmond community is Pastor Lance D. Watson. Tell us about the Dream.
Well, Occupy the Dream is a non-sectarian, non-partisan movement of people across the nation who are coming together in peaceful demonstration to make their voices heard on behalf of economic equality, justice, parity for all people. Of course, it's not news to anybody that most of the wealth in this country and in the world is controlled by just a very, very small percentage of the people. And the goal is not to tear the system down, but to argue that we are not the best that we can be. When we see Wall Street get bailed out to the tune of $700+ billion, but that doesn't translate to Main Street. That on Main Street, homes are being foreclosed, jobs have been lost, companies have moved the jobs overseas, and no help is offered, no help is afforded people who are middle class and people who are striving to become middle class. So we're gathering on January the 16th at 10 o'clock at all 13 Federal Reserve banks across the nation to make our voices heard in peaceful demonstration on behalf of the 99% of the people who are not participating in the wealth and affluence of the 1%.
I know you're calling this a peaceful demonstration. You know the world will probably see this as a protest.
Of course.
As a pastor, are you prepared for that, being who you are in Richmond, but now coming out so publicly in a political arena?
Well, in the tradition of Martin Luther King, who gave his life when he died, when he was assassinated in Memphis, he was organizing a campaign that dealt with economic equality and parity and justice for everybody. He was there marching for sanitation workers and trying to improve their economic lot in life. And so the issue of economics and money is integral to the gospel message of Jesus Christ. You can't talk about the gospel without talking about money. Out of all the parables that Jesus taught, and there are 24 of them in the New Testament, 22 of them are about money. They're about wealth. And so Jesus had a great concern for a fair and equitable society, and that's why he taught, he preached about it in the first century. Martin Luther King had that same concern. We share, along with me, that same concern in the 21st century.
So once the goal is, or the goal is to bring everyone together to hear the issues, after that is done, what are you, Jamal Bryant, Benjamin Chavis, and so many others who are part of the Occupy the Dream movement are hoping that will be done?
Well, the first step that we're taking on January 16th is a move to organize, because until an event, until people, until money are organized, nothing can be accomplished. One of the criticisms people had of Occupy Wall Street was that it was a great grassroots movement because it lacked infrastructure and it lacked organization. It was difficult to focus it on any type of goal. And so by partnering in the sense of Occupy Wall Street, partnering with many of the very same people who participated in that movement, Occupy the Dream, which is a church-driven movement, hopes to bring organization to the process. And since the issue is fundamentally economic justice, we've already planned the next step, which is what's going to come up February the 14th. And it's called Love Your Community on Valentine's Day.
That's so great.
And we have set as our goal to encourage 500,000 people across the nation on that day, during that week, to open accounts with at least $30 in it at a minority bank, community bank, or a credit union. Our goal is to move $15 million in that week that you can track, and to use that movement as leverage to then begin a conversation with the 5 largest banks in the country.
Wow, and
about their policies.
This is a really strong beginning, But the beginning, for everybody, remember, it all kicks off on Monday,
January the 16th, 10 o'clock, Kanawha Plaza, which is right across the street from the Federal Reserve Bank in Richmond.
Okay.
Hope to see you.
And everybody just comes there?
Yes.
Okay. With the one and only Dr. Lance D. Watson here at St. Paul's Baptist Church in Richmond, VA. I'm Sheilah Belle of the Bell, reporting for the Bell Report.